The Light She Brings by Joep Beving. Let's have a listen. This is where I'll stop. The first section of the piece repeats here, and there's a kind of coda to finish this off, but we'll cover this when we do the full tutorial. And in this tutorial, the YouTube tutorial, I'll cover the first half. The rest of it, I'll finish on our website. As always, it is for you to try it out. The access to this music, the arrangement that I wrote, or really the transcription. I just listened to him play it and then I wrote it down. And the rest of the tutorial, of course, and everything else we've done. It's all on our website. It's all there. Please do subscribe. It means a lot to me when you do. And we'll start with the left. Let's do that. So the left hand, it's a waltz time thing, so it's fairly structured. You got boom, blap, blap, boom, blap, blap everywhere, and the left hand changes every bar for the most part, with very few exceptions, at least in the beginning. So let's take care of the left hand first, bar by bar, in chord form first, then we'll break it up, and then we'll introduce the right hand. This is where we start. All right, so the first bar is 3, 2, and 1, D minor. When you break it up, it's like that. Of course, everything is under pedal, so it'll all be a wash of harmony. So there's your first bar. Next bar, we get this. 5, 2, and 1. Same pattern, bottom, and then top 2. And this is going to be true for everything. So you got a bottom, and then 2 up top. Right? And it's just true for every single chord formation. All right, so first bar, second bar. Third bar is this. 4, 2, and 1, broken up. The next bar, fourth bar, is back to this. Actually, you can use a 4 here. That'd be fine. 4, 2, and 1. Because you did a 4, 2, and 1 up here, so it kind of makes sense just to kind of slither down to this chord. And again, it's bottom, top, top. Pretty straightforward, right? There's not much to do. As long as you know the positions, the rest of it is pretty straightforward. All right, so one more time. First 4 bars, and then we move along. We have this. Second bar. Third bar. And fourth bar. Moving on, we have this. So it's 5 on A and 2 and 1 up here. Next, it's this. So that's 5 and then 3 and 1. Same patterning as always. Next bar, we get this. 5, 2 and 1. And then the next bar back to D minor. So those 4 bars once more, we have these spread out chords, these open chords. Make sure to pivot on your second finger so that you can reach the wide chords. And shall we go on? No, let's deal with the right hand first before we move on to the next section. So basically, I just covered the first 2 phrases. Yes, the first 2 phrases and what I just showed you on the left. Right hand. So don't worry about the rhythm for now. I'm just going to play it. I'm going to play the notes. Follow along the notes, learn the fingering and the notes, and we'll sort of contextualize it rhythmically in a moment. So we start with a long A. Third finger is probably the best. Then you have another long A. Next, we get this. All right, so that's 4, 3, 2. 3, 4, 3. Cool. So learn the fingerings and the notes. Now I'll do it again, and I'll count it this time with the ands. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. There's 3 beats per bar. I'll add the ands in between so you can see how the 8th notes fit into the picture. So from the beginning with counting nice and slow, just the right hand. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3. All right, so just notice where the beginning of the B flat little section comes in. It's on the end of 3. And then the next B flat is also offbeat. It's on the end of 3 as well. So one more time, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. All right, moving on. We have so let's deal with those notes first. Again, forget about the rhythm. Just deal with the fingerings and the notes, and we'll finish the rest of it in a bit. So we have a quick A to E, 1 and 5. Then 5 to 4. Then you hold. And then we have 2 Ds, moving down to 3, and to 2. Hold. 2, 1. So one more time, that's quick, slow. Quick, slow. And then 2 Ds, moving down by a step. And then quick, slow. All right, with the counting. The first of these notes, the A, before the jump to E, is it's on the tail end of the previous bar, so it's on the end of 3. So if you remember, we just finished with counting, right? Then I was holding this for a while. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. You see? So that A comes in on the end of 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, and then the next bar is going to begin on the end of 3 again, and 1, so on and so forth. One thing to note is for most of these bars, especially where the phrases end, you're going to have a note on the end of 3. So just something to keep in mind to orient yourself. Okay, cool. I think that should just about do the trick for these first 2 phrases. So I'll play it together now. Nice and slow with all the counting. I'll contextualize it with the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and... Okay, so this is probably where I'll stop. It's been quite a while. That might be a little tricky. You can obviously rewatch that as many times as necessary so you can get a handle on it. And then we continue from there. But I'll finish that on our website. Okay, if you have any questions about this, let me know. Maybe I'll see you on the website. Maybe I'll see you in the other videos. Now, in terms of pedaling, it should be a pretty straightforward thing to wrap your head around. Change the pedal every time the bass note, the lowest note, changes. So we have this as our first bass note, and then B flat as our bass note, and then E flat as our bass note, and then D as our bass note. So with every one of those changes, D to B flat to E flat to D, the pedal changes on each of those. So as a rule of thumb, it's funny, no pun intended, you change the pedal every bar. That's a fairly sensible rule of thumb.